Hey y'all. Ooh, my ear's itching. How are you all doing? Excuse me. I hope you're doing great, wonderful, marvelous. My name is Tamika Collins, and this here is my YouTube page. And we are reading the Bible from Genesis to Revelations on these here episodes. Excuse me. I'm sorry. And we are in Numbers chapter 29, and you know we recap, so let's recap so we can know what we're talking about. So in recapped in chapter 27, the daughters of Zelophehad, who has died, had no brothers. So Zelophehad had no sons, who their dad's property could go to, in which it was the custom for the son or sons to get everything and or distribute. They petitioned and in front of Moses, Eleazar, the tribal leaders, and the entire community at the entrance of the tabernacle, the Lord replied to Moses that their claim was legitimate and to give, the land to the daughters because they deserved it. Also, God shows the land to Moses that was promised to the children of Israel and is told that after he sees it, he is going to die. And Moses still prays God and asks God to appoint a new leader, and God has chosen Joshua, son of Nun, who has the Spirit in him, and for Moses to lay his hands on him and present him to the priest Eleazar. Chapter 28 talked about the instructions concerning the offerings, and now we are in chapter 29. Moving right along, moving right along. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. I'm yawning. Yawning. All right, chapter 29 reads as such. This is offerings for the Festival of Trumpets. Celebrate the Festival of Trumpets each year on the first day of the appointed month in early autumn. You must call. Speaking of autumn, it's cold outside. What happened to autumn? It just flew by. Okay, I'm sorry. You must call an official day of holy assembly, and you may do no ordinary work. On that day, you must present a burnt offering as a pleasing aroma to the Lord. It will consist of one young bull, one ram, and 7 one-year-old male lambs, all with no defects. This must be accompanied by grain offerings, a choice of flour moistened with olive oil, 6 quarts with the bull, 4 quarts with the ram, and 2 quarts with each of the 7 lambs. In addition, you must sacrifice a male goat as a sin offering to purify yourselves and make yourselves right with the Lord. These special sacrifices are in addition to your regular monthly and daily burnt offerings, and they must be given with their prescribed grain offering and liquid offerings. These offerings are given as a special gift to the Lord, a pleasing aroma to him. Offerings for the Day of Atonement. Verse 7. 10 days later, on the 10th day of the same month, you must call another holy assembly. On that day, the Day of Atonement, the people must go without food and must do no ordinary work. You must present a burnt offering as a pleasing aroma to the Lord. It will consist of one young bull offering as a pleasing aroma to the Lord. Oh, I'm sorry. It will consist of one young bull, one ram, and 7 one-year-old male lambs, all with no defects. This offering must be accompanied by the prescribed grain offerings of choice, flour moistened with olive oil, 6 quarts of choice flour with the bull, 4 quarts of choice flour with the ram, and 2 quarts of choice flour with each of the 7 lambs. You must also sacrifice 1 male goat for a sin offering. This is in tradition to the sin offering of atonement and the regular daily burnt offering with its grain offering and their accompanying liquid offerings. Offering for the festival of shelters. 5 days later, on the fifth day of the same month, you must call another assembly of all the people, and you may do no ordinary work on that day. It is the beginning of the festival of shelters, a 7-day festival to the Lord. On the first day of the festival, you must present a burnt offering as a special gift, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. It will consist of 13 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 one-year-old male lambs, all with no defects. Each of these offerings must be accompanied by a grain offering of choice flour moistened with olive oil, 6 quarts for each of the 13 bulls, 4 quarts for each of the 2 rams, and 2 quarts for each of the 14 lambs. You must also sacrifice a male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with its accompanying grain offering and liquid offering. On the second day of the 7th-day festival, sacrifice 12 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 one-year-old male lambs, all with no defects. Each of these offerings of bulls, rams, and lambs must be accompanied by its prescribed grain offering and liquid offering. You must also sacrifice a male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with its accompanying grain offering and liquid offering. On the third day of Christmas, Jesus gave to me. On the third day of the festival, sacrifice 11 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 young 1-year-old male lambs with all no defects. Each of these offerings of bulls, rams, and lambs must be accompanied by its prescribed grain offering and liquid offering. You must also sacrifice a male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with its accompanying grain offering and liquid offering. On the 4th day of the festival, sacrifice 10 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 one-year-old male lambs with all no defects. Each of these offerings of bulls, rams, and lambs must be accompanied by the prescribed grain offering and liquid offering, and you must also sacrifice a male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering, which is with this accompanying grain offering and liquid offering. On the 5th day of the festival, sacrifice 9 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 one-year-old lambs, all with no defects. Each of these offerings of bulls, rams, and lambs must be accompanied by its prescribed grain offering and liquid offering. You must also sacrifice a male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with its accompanying grain offering and liquid offering. On the 6th day of the festival, sacrifice 8 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 one-year-old male lambs, all with no defects. Each of these offerings of bulls, rams, and lambs must be accompanied by its prescribed grain offering and liquid offering. You must also sacrifice a male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with its accompanying grain offering and liquid offering. On the 7th day of the festival, sacrifice 7 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 one-year-old lambs with all no defects. Each of these offerings of bulls, rams, lambs must be accompanied by the prescribed grain offering and liquid offering. You must also sacrifice 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with its accompanying grain offering and liquid offering. On the 8th day of the festival, proclaim another holy day. You must do no ordinary work. Don't that sound so wonderful? Ooh. On that day, you must present a burnt offering as a special gift, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. It will consist of 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 7 one-year-old male lambs, all with no defects. Each of these offerings must be accompanied by its prescribed grain offering and liquid offering. You must also sacrifice 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with its accompanying grain offering and liquid offering. You must present these offerings to the Lord at your annual feast festivals. These are in addition to the sacrifices and offerings you present in connection with vows or as voluntary offerings, burnt offerings, grain offerings, liquid offerings, or peace offerings. So Moses gave all the instructions to the people of Israel as the Lord had commanded. Laws concerning vows. You know, those things that we do today these days and don't keep sometimes. And that's not just marriage vows, that's vows to each other of friendship. I ain't even really gonna say loyalty because loyalty is friendship. You know, if you value someone, then you loyal to them. You know, so value vows are value to me. Okay, anyway, chapter 30. Then Moses summoned the leaders of the tribe of Israel and told them, "This is what the Lord has commanded. A man who makes a vow to the Lord or makes a pledge under oath must never break it. He must do exactly what he is said he would do. If a young woman makes a vow to the Lord or a pledge under oath while she is still living at her father's house, and her father hears of the vow and or pledge and does not object to it, then all her vows and pledges will stand. But if her father refuses to let her fulfill the vow or pledge on the day he hears of it, then all her vows and pledges will become invalid. The Lord will forgive her because her father would not let her fulfill them. Now, suppose a young woman makes a vow or binds herself with an impulsive pledge and later marries. If her husband learns of her vow pledges, or pledge and does not object on the day he hears of it, her vows and pledges will stand. But if her husband refuses to accept her vow or impulsive pledge on that day till he hears it, he nullifies her commitments and the Lord will forgive her. If, however, a woman is a widow or is divorced, she must fulfill all her vows and pledges. But suppose a woman is married and living in her husband's home when she makes a vow or binds herself with a pledge. If her husband hears of it and does not object to her vow and pledge will stand. But if her husband refuses to accept on the day he hears it, her vow or pledge will be nullified and the Lord will forgive her. So her husband may either confirm or nullify any vows or pledges she makes to deny herself. But if he does not object on the day he hears it, then he is agreeing to all her vows and pledges. If he waits more than a day and then tries to nullify a vow or pledge, he will be punished for her guilt. These are the regulations the Lord gave Moses concerning relationships between a man and his wife and between a father and a young daughter who still lives at home. You know what? Speaking of women, I'm gonna go off on a little something here. I just think that it's so wonderful for God to reference the earth, wisdom, a lot of things. You know, the children of us being his bride as a woman, as a her, as a she. Um, I think that it gives value to the woman, and I'm not sure. Well, I ain't gonna say I'm not sure why the woman was shunned because I'm pretty sure it's a whole lot of things that go with that. You know, uh, Eve eating from the garden, and eating from the tree, and and I don't like to say making Adam eat of it also because Adam was made first. He was the man, We put a lot on Eve, but Adam had a choice too. He could have said, "Girl, no." He said, "Don't do that," and then not do it, and then she could have just been banished and off. But no, he was like, "Okay, boo, I eat of it too." you know. But anyway, so it was both of their fault, not just hers. But I just think that it's beautiful that God, what I'm saying, talks about the woman as, like I said, the birth or for where things spring forth, are made new creation, because in it he created, you know, the earth was without form, it was void, and God spoke it into the earth, and ta-da! It was made. It was created. It's so beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm pretty sure I'll probably be going into a little bit more of that, but like I said, I just think it's wonderful. It's lovely that God referenced women back then. A lot of people, or a lot of cultures, don't really. I'm not going to say look down, look upon the woman, but some of them don't respect women as they should, because we are the givers of life. Without us, there can't be anything as far as, well, I'm not going to even say as far as just women, as far as humanity, because that goes for flowers, um, you know, the birds, everything has to have a woman to birth it, and what I'm saying, to have it planted and bring it forth. So that's everything. Anyway, we awesome, and thank you, Lord, for making us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you're thankful, and I hope that you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and night time. We'll be back with some more. Oh, we almost done, y'all. With Numbers. We'll be in the 31st chapter the next time we go around. And it ends in the 36th chapter. Wow. I was going to say we might finish that up, but I see we got some more names coming. I do apologize for me butchering these names, but guess what? We all learning. And even if I'm not saying them right, one day I'll hear it the right way. And everybody have a different way of saying everything. Hair. People say hair. Some people say her, like I do. But it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. Some people butcher my name. My name is Tamika, spelled Tomeka. So some people say Tomika. No, it's just Tamika. It's Tamika. Even though it sounds like it should be an A, and it's not an A, it's still Tamika. Anyway, like I said, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for rocking with me, and come back. All right, leave a comment, leave a like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on my Facebook page at Tamika Collins. Follow me on Instagram at Coffee Sings, COFEG. I'm sorry, COFEPHSINGS, all one word. And my TikTok is Coffee, COFEPH. Have a good one. Talk to you later.